Hello. We have the pleasure and the honor to host today in Vilnius, as European Institute of Gender Equality, Ms. President Laura Boldrini, as President of the Chamber of the Deputies of the Italian Republic. And we would like to have a little discussion on the issue of gender equality. President Boldrini, thanks again for accepting our invitation, and on behalf of the European Institute of Gender Equality, welcome to Vilnius. In recent years, Italy has been very active in standing against violence against women. In your opinion, what could be done more to tackle this issue in the Italian national context and the European level?
Violence against women is a serious problem. Member states should do whatever they can in order to reduce such a phenomenon. So they can do more at the national level as well as at the EU level. In Italy, in the recent years, I think we have done progress, especially recently with the adoption of the Istanbul Convention, which is a Council of Europe treaty against violence against women. And I was very proud of this result because we were the second EU country to adopt such a treaty. Of course, now we have to hope that other EU countries will adopt the same convention, because we need 10 member states in order to to be in place such a treaty. But I think this was an essential step, because the convention gives all the possibilities, offers member states series of tools to prevent domestic violence, and also a range of tools how to support the victims of abuses. So yes, I think much more can be done, and I think this is a crucial point, and we can't underestimate the impact of this into the society in both social social issues, the social impact of this, as well as the economical implications of domestic violence.
Thanks a lot for your reply. My second question concerns the European election. Europeans will go to the European Parliament elections next May. On the EU level, the representation of women in decision-making posts is slightly better than on the member state level average. In your opinion, Ms. President, how could member states increase women's participation in the political decision-making?
That's a good question. You know, in Italy, we are in the middle of an electoral reform. And at the Chamber of Deputies, there was a debate on amendments to have at least, a representation of women like 50%. So I was an advocate to promote these amendments, because I strongly believe that if in a country 50% of the population is based on women, women should be represented at the same level. Unfortunately, these amendments were not approved, at least at the Chamber of Deputies, but now we have the Senate. They maybe reconsider this. I was quite disappointed for this, because the positive aspect was that for the first time in history, we have 30% of women in our parliament, and this is a good result. I'm not an advocate for quotas as such, but if in society you don't have, equal opportunities, if you don't have equality in society, then you have to consider quota as a tool in order to have women represented in the public offices. It's an instrument, it's a guarantee. It's not like, we want to make women in advantage because we are feminist. It is not about this. There are societies where women and men are equal. So you don't need any quota there. Everybody has to run and compete at the same level. But in societies like ours in Italy, where you don't have such an equality, it is fair that women have a guarantee. And quotas, in my opinion, are a guarantee. As I said, we didn't give up yet in Italy, but of course there are groups which are not convinced of the importance of having women represented at the same level than men in parliament and other public offices.
The European Institute for Gender Equality launched its Gender Equality Index in June 2013. It shows significant gaps in gender equality across the European Union member states. In your opinion, what are the most critical areas and how we can tackle these challenges?
Most critical areas, I think, it's women employment. There are countries like Italy where women employment is less than 50%. In my country, unfortunately, only 47% of women work. This has a very strong impact in the economy of the country. Like Christine Lagarde recently pointed out, you know, it's not an NGO, it's, you know, Christine Lagarde. And at the same time, I think member states have the responsibility also to invest more in the welfare systems, because if the welfare systems are, you know, if welfare systems are not structured enough or, you know, widespread enough, women have more than one job on their shoulders. And this penalizes a lot women employment. Of course, then you have to consider also something else, that even when women are employed, their salaries are not the same in some cases of men's salaries. So this is also something which can be accepted anymore. And I think the EU can do a lot on this. And maybe it was too tolerant on this regard. We have EU very much you know, severe on economic parameters, ready, you know, to implement also restrictions when, or sanctions when member states do not comply. I would like to see also such an attention on gender issues, where there are countries which do not comply with gender equality.
On the European level, how could the European decision makers strengthen the relevance of gender equality in political agenda?
The moment member states realize, as I said, that you know, gender issues are not an issue which is not relevant to the entire life of a country, like which is an issue which has implications in many other regards. Well, I think that at that moment the policies could change. But of course, if you really want to change the attitude of the people, if you want to change the culture of a country, you have to start since, you know, I mean, from scratch, from the beginning. Schools are essential to change, you know, mentality. When you have already in families children, female children doing something, I mean, like washing dishes, and boys watching the TV, you already decided what you want to do about your society. When at school, you know, teachers say that okay, the color pink is for women, is for girls, and blue is for boys, making this kind of differences, you know, without making children understand that the basis of a society is respect. Respect meaning helping each other, meaning not having fixed roles, but cooperating each other together as a community. You know, this is something which then affects the life of the people. If you grow up with the idea that boys do certain things and girls do others, there are gauges. You know, you don't have a free society in this. So I think that, yeah, we have to work on different regards. We have to work on culture. We have to work in families. We have to work in respect of differences. We have to work in, you know, in making our youth understand that you know, it is better when you cooperate and not when you separate, in all regards. So I think it's not an easy exercise. In my own experience, I have seen that when I raised, I don't know, issues like the advertisement in Italy do not respect women always. There are advertising which are using women almost naked to sell, to advertise whatever. I mean, from I don't know, coffee to books to furniture to cars. Why women's body have to be exploited in that way? I mean, it's something that you know, disturbs me a lot, because it's like through women you can sell everything, or portraying women like only those who serve food at home or clean, you know, at home, and having the husband watching the TV is a model which is quite old, doesn't respond to reality anymore, but influence the society. So if you raise this issue, like put this into the debate, you, at least in the case of Italy, there were a lot of people against this, like women themselves, like we are proud to serve our family. But this is not the point. The point is that, okay, you serve your family, but you maybe do something else in your life. So why should you be portrayed only serving your family? And I'm not sure that nowadays, you know, we still have families where men are watching TV and women cooking. I don't know. I don't know these kind of families. But now I think that everybody at home does something, cooperate, you know, while the advertisement is still linked to that, you know, stereotype. So you have to change stereotypes. You have to change mentality. You have to make understand that it's in the interest of the society to change. In order to do so, you have to invest. So it's a political choice. It is a political choice. To which extent today governments want to invest into this, I'm not sure. In Italy, they haven't, you know, invested enough so far on this regard. And I really hope things will change soon.
Thank you very much, Ms. President, and I would like to thank you on behalf of the European Institute for Gender Equality, and moreover to thank you for your commitment on gender equality.